Hey guys, so I've been changing some things around on my bikes, and I want to give you this perspective from a mountain biker of what I think about gear ratios on gravel bikes. Because I was shopping and looking for a cassette. I got the Garbaroo cassette, but I was also thinking, do I want to go with a huge 50 or do I want to go with a 46? Obviously, if I went with a 50, that would require a longer derailleur cage and some other modifications. But why not go the other direction and go with the smaller front ring? So originally I built this bike up with that 42 or 44 I should say, and then I dropped it down to the 38. So why go with this type of gear ratio? And this is really specific to my needs, and again, coming from a mountain biker perspective. This bike weighs about 20 pounds, a little bit over maybe, and it has these 700 by 45C tires that are basically mini mountain bike tires in my opinion, and they have really nice, they're almost like a cross-country racing tire. And I don't know, guys, remember the racing tires back in the early mountain bike days, but they had like 1.8s and 1.6s at sometimes, and 2.0 racing tires that were basically almost the same tread design with almost nothing on it. So when you think of it from that perspective, you also think, sorry about the honking, but there's a tire place by here and that happens all the time. Anyway, so when you think of that perspective, it makes this bike get up the hill pretty easily. Now let's go over from a mountain bike perspective. This is my mountain bike, and again a one by system with a 32 and a 46. This has a 38 now 46, but this was a 32 46 that I've been continually to run for years. This bike obviously weighs more. It's steel. It's got those big tires, and they weigh a lot, especially with the tires and the wide rims and the Cushcore wide. This does have Cushcore in it too. I love Cushcore. But this bike is going to climb really slow, be very draggy, but it's going to give me the confidence for the technical single track, and that's why I built up this bike. But Eagle drivetrains and some of these bigger drivetrains, I could have gone to the big 50 in the back, and could have gone to, I think they go up to 52 now. But I thought, why would I go so big in the back when I could just go smaller in the front? Now this is a 32 oval, which is equivalent to a 34, and I would even do a 30 or maybe even a 28. Why not? And I'm thinking from that perspective, when it gets really steep and I feel like I'm riding steeper trails, I'm going to go to a 34 on my gravel bike. Why not? It's a simple adjustment, swapping at a chain ring, which is very easy to do because I don't have that center mounted. I use the BCD mounts, and it's a B screw adjustment back here to get the right tension, and it's right clearance I should say with my cassette, and it's a very easy change. I could actually keep my old chains and different, if I have to change the chain, I could keep my old chains and old chain rings together so they're paired and together and ready to go when I want to swap back. So it's making several bikes into this bike. And let's be honest here, you guys, do I really pedal in a 42, which a gravel bike comes with, or in the flats where I'm at a 4211 or the new 12 speed? Am I at a 4210? And do I really pedal in that gear in the flats here in my local trails? No. And I, for the most part, when I'm going on a flat or going downhill, it's just controlled braking. It's not even pedaling. So I'm not sure how often and why I would want to hang on to a bigger chain ring in front and go wider with a huge pie plate of a cassette in back. Same thing with my mountain bikes. It just doesn't make sense. That's my perspective. So do yourself a favor, before you go swapping out to these huge cassettes and changing your derailleurs and doing all this hassle to get these new wide range of a huge 12-speed or 13-speed cassette, because obviously the gravels now go to 13 and the roads go to 13. But before you do all that, think about changing the chain ring and adjusting your B screw. It could be that simple, and it could open up some really interesting adventures and really open up some possibilities for your current gravel bike or your current mountain bike that you didn't have before, or you felt that you were limited before. And don't let people talk you into having the latest derailleur. Derailleurs are a replaceable part. They will eventually break, but we don't need to go crazy with upgrading to the latest derailleur. Of course, you guys know I'm a manual derailleur or non-electronic derailleur person. Maybe you guys have the new electronic derailleurs. If that's your thing, go for it. It's just not my thing. And that's about it for this perspective of why you should consider going a smaller chain ring and keeping that cassette you have, or maybe just going slightly bigger, and don't go crazy with a huge pipe lead back there. And I'll talk to you guys later.